Hi Capricorn, here is a general look at your solar chart for February 2013, but with quite a big chunk of January 2013 thrown in, because of course it was the month with Sun in your sign. You had the Sun in your sign from the last week of December until the 20th of January. So it's a great time of year for you to have a bit of a recap, really. Take stock of things, just kind of sit back and just observe how things went and how you'd like to improve things for the future, and definitely just get that moment of clarity there about yourself in your life, because it is your time and you have permission to be self-indulgent. And to focus more on yourself. And also until January the 19th, you'll probably be having quite a sociable time, meeting, greeting, maybe feeling a bit scattered sometimes because there's quite a lot going on, moving about maybe a little bit more. Communications equipment may be on your mind, vehicles may be on your mind, travel plans may be on your mind, education, any kind of education could be on your mind, but also gathering information, being alert, pricking up your ears, picking up little nuggets of information, and sharing what you know with others. Correspondence, paperwork, that could also have been more emphasized. But definitely, up until the 20th, that is your space, that's your special time of the year. And then from the 20th to February the 19th, then the sort of keynote may be the finances, anything related to your financial sort of setup, others who have an impact on it, that they might be more the center of attention. But also basic stuff, possessions, property, whether it's like a big property or something very, very small, but looking at that and perhaps how to maintain it or improve it or ditch it or move it or get some more of it, or whatever it is. And you just got to consider your priorities in that very sort of basic material sector of life. It could have been about health as well, or could be about health, yours or another's, and looking at therapies, remedies, diet and exercise regime, that kind of thing, and definitely diet, actually, because this is an area which is very much to do with food, but also useful resources, whether that is anything that you can put inside of your body or put through your body, like better water or food with higher sort of energy in it, better quality energy in it, or indeed just more life force, really, and not so messed around, or maybe it's something externally, around you, or whatever it is, that's likely to be more in the center ground of your attention. And then from February the 19th until the end of the forecast period, the Sun is in a busy, very sociable area, chatty area, faces and places, coming and going, meeting and greeting, and you running around more, particularly after February the 6th, as a matter of fact, because that's when Mercury goes into that sector there. But you having more on your mind and you having to get your head around things. And so from January the 19th to February the 6th, conversations tend to have more of a financial or property slant to them. They really got a practical slant to them, actually. That's what I would say to sum that up. And you being aware of incomings and outgoings more, striving to manifest whatever would be best for yourself, for others, also buying, renting, selling, leasing, buying, selling, renting, leasing is what I meant to say. A good moment for you to figure out stuff around that sort of basic area of your life. Maybe it's to do with how to deal with a space inside, outside, what to do with it, But also on another level, this one is about your natural gifts. So it's the area of what I have, or what you have, I mean, in this life. So your gifts, and what you can be doing with those, how you can make them into lucrative assets, or how to further something that is ongoing, that needs your nurturing attention, just to keep it unfolding and flourishing. And then, as I say, Mercury goes into this very chatty area where education is highlighted, more movement is highlighted, developing yourself through speaking, writing, communication skills, people skills, creative self-expression as well. Now, Venus from the 9th to February the 2nd is going to be in your sign, lucky you. That will just tend to balance stuff out, whatever is going on, whatever jagged energy might be around with Uranus or Pluto or Mars. Venus coming into your sign will tend to just soften things. And there could be treats in the pipeline. You could be feeling more self-indulgent. Once again, this is a time for you to feel a boost to your morale. You come across in a more attractive kind of a way, particularly when Venus is right close to where your sun is in your sign. And that would be a good time to apply for something, to put yourself out there, and say, here I am, come and get me, or whatever it's about, but definitely play up on that energy, yes, that's channeling through you anyway. So, get yourself a nice haircut, or, shirt or dress or whatever it is, and because you're going to look kind of more attractive anyway, so you may as well make the most of it. And others see you as more welcoming, more persuasive as well. And that flow, that grace and flow, and that potential abundance could be coming your way if you know how to manifest that, work on that one with Venus in your sign. And then from the 2nd of February to the 26th of February, Venus moves into this financial area, materialistic area that I was mentioning before, and that is good news. And you can, if you play your cards right, you can do well with that one there. You're getting this potential, a flow of abundance coming towards you. It just brings more potential for abundance to come your way, but also more potential for abundance to travel away from you as well, because it's allowing for the flow, you see, and of course the flow is kind of got a circular motion. So just make sure that this is working in your direction, and it might not be about money at all, or treats, or it can be, but it can also just ease things materially, like gives you access to the path towards more abundance, that you've got 1 cent or 1 penny more than you had the week, that you've broken even at last. I mean, it just, wherever you're at there, you just got a few more crumbs coming in your direction, and of course they might be solid gold. You never know, but definitely you need to work with the energies to make the most of them. And another thing about Venus here is that you could team up with someone. There could be quite a good relationship going with someone, where you're pooling your resources, where you're working together to earn, or where in fact you are through somebody else engaging with you, this sort of interaction between the two of you, it becomes lucrative. Or if it's not financially lucrative, that person is really going to help you towards getting there, getting to the place where there is a resource that you need that is going to be made available to you. So anyway, you get the idea. And then from February the 26th, Venus goes into your communication sector, bringing grace and fluency and flow to your words, to things that you hear around you. You could be in an environment that you prefer, that you very much enjoying, where there's more entertainment on offer. Warm, supportive relationships with those around you. They tend to be more like that. But also with siblings, blood sisters and brothers as well. And if you need to settle a feud, if you need to do a negotiation, promote something, put the word out there, do a master work of art, whatever it is, this is a good time to do it. Of course, it's relatively brief transit, but it does go on into March 2013. Well on into March, actually. So now Mars is demanding that you put more effort into getting organized on basic levels, where the piggy bank is concerned, where your income is in your outgoings. You're seeing how you can put more effort into boosting the ratings, as it were, or boosting the percentages in your favor, streamlining things, maybe cutting some things out, lowering overheads, whatever it is. But what I would say about that area there, maybe it's nothing to do with business at all. Maybe it's to do with digging the veggie patch, maybe it's to do with mending the hole in the roof. Maybe it's to do with looking after your health better and your diet better and your body better. Maybe it's to do with other sorts of possessions. But is the one thing I would say about it, don't be hasty and don't be, just engage head before mouth. I mean, don't suddenly make a snap decision, which would have been better if you'd have just slept on it and then decided tomorrow. Also, with Mars in this area here, you can be more energetic in projecting your talents out into the world as well. And of course, initially you need to find out what those talents are, because everybody has at least one, and I mean the good ones. You can make something of that. With in fact, the lineup over this forecast period is very much focusing into your area of talents, and also your people skills and your communication skills as well over this time, this window that I'm speaking about. And then Mars moves from your that area there into your solar communication sector, and that means working quite hard on a mental level, getting the idea or putting the idea out there. It's about highlighting education, so more of you could be in education or learning something new, or in fact just gathering information willy-nilly and being very alert to what's going on, or putting it out there. And there could be more correspondence or paperwork necessary at this time. But you should start feeling clearer mentally in your mind about something. And you now can isolate the objective, make a decision, decide, because it's terribly difficult when you just got, A, B, C, D. Now which way? So this is you clear. Okay, I now see this. I now know what I've got to do here. Whether you want to or not, it's making certain decisions and defining certain objectives, and then getting very proactive and dynamic there with it all. And because Mars is in this area of communications, it might be through communications, education, media, creative self-expression, speaking, writing, anything like that, where you can come across in a more assertive, definite kind of a way. But don't go over the top, because Mars can be quite abrupt and definitely does not engage head before mouth in this area here. But you are a Capricorn, and you Capricorns can be quite cool customers, so I'm not worried really about that. But definitely a time for you to express yourself in a bolder, more positive, but definite and enterprising maybe kind of a way. But there being maybe the occasional difference of opinion with somebody, that is the nature of Mars. But once you got that on an even keel, once you manage to harness that sort of frisky kind of fiery energy of Mars there, then you should do quite well. Now, I had a look at the first big major aspect that is happening for us all in 2013, and it's a stunningly positive one about new growth coming in, and us working with this fresh, young, bubbly, new, dawning light that is now just funneling through into our planet and into the field of our planet. It's a lovely one between Mars and Aquarius. Mars and Jupiter. Mars is in Aquarius, Jupiter is in Gemini. So for you, Jupiter is going to be in your area of health, and also work, employment, daily chores until June, and that means there's going to be no shortage, I should say, of opportunities for you to learn and grow through your daily work, your daily chores, getting on with others on a daily sort of a basis, and also training in something new maybe, or teaching others. And the indications are that you get the chance to experience new methods, put new strings to your bow, and definitely employers and others who you are of service to or who are of service to you will be appreciating your ability and your contribution more, or indeed other way around, you're going to be appreciating theirs. But you'll be learning a lot through that area there. Saturn, your ruling planet, is now in a more helpful angle at last to your sun sign, taking that horrible edge of all of that roller coaster that you've been going through over the last, 3 years or so. And Saturn is now in this more helpful angle coming from Scorpio. This may demand now that you put a steady flow of energy, patient, steady, consistent energy into group efforts, team efforts, friendships, or in a hierarchy. So say you're down sort of near the bottom of the ladder, be consistently cultivating and moving up the ladder. But also, because it's Saturn is the great tester and builder of the zodiac. So she will test to see your strength, and she tends to hold away from you what you want to most get your hands on. So that's where the patient comes in. That's where the patience comes in. So you have to be patient to slowly, gradually raise your game, raise the bar, just climb. Whatever that means to you, of course. Might not be about work, it might be about other things, your social circle, finding your place in the pecking order, whatever it is. But you feeling like there's obstacles there at times, but then overcoming those as you slowly establish yourself, slowly get things how you want them to be, and move on. Then Uranus is at the root of your chart until 2019, bringing maybe some uncertainty about your foundations, where you're at there with family relationships, meaning a lot of change maybe going on within the family, or connected to a place on the map, and that it not being, it not having this. Uranian energy is not steady energy. It's quite choppy, changeable energy. So you got to roll with that. You've got to be flexible about place on the map, where you are geographically, where you're anchored inside, how you're feeling inside, and you've just got to be able to adapt and change. So maybe if you're toing and froing a lot, or if you're living in more than one place even, that can fit there quite well. But there's a myriad of other ways it can also work. But in general, because this Uranian energy has been giving you some grief, you Capricorn some grief, it's an energy of progress, but this area that it's in can sort of make you feel a bit jittery, a bit emotionally insecure. So just understand, this is Uranus's job. This is to shake you up, loosen you up, liberate you, get you to see the bigger picture, and progress is likely to come in short but unexpected hops across the board of life. And you'll feel that Uranian energy most when she's, or rather, it is a female energy actually, close on to where your sun is in Capricorn. You can find out whether that's the case by looking at my website, and then you'll find the degrees that it's impacting during this forecast period. With all of these slow moving out of planets, have a look at my website. And Neptune, the transit of Neptune is also in a very good angle to your sun sign. It could get you more interested in the subtler currents or the subtler exchanges, the dynamic that goes on between people or just exist. And so psychology, or maybe the occult, mysticism, developing your intuition, your psychic ability, your imagination, being more interested in regression or hypnotism, past lives, the other side, any of that sort of stuff is likely. And what you thought was written in stone, you find is just dissolving away because it's just an illusion, and maybe even a mass illusion. So that kind of thing can be happening where Neptune is in this positive angle to your sun sign. And of course you do have Pluto in your sign, and it's a profound one, this one, because it can make you a lot more sensitive and read a lot more into situations and into people's comments and into what's happening. You know, you just set a lot more store by it, and maybe it's a little bit out of proportion at times, but it is part of the dynamic of Pluto to change you eternally and forever, and to evolve you from the being you were to the being you will be. And so choices, when you come to crossroads, and there will be quite a few, should come from a deeper place. And you need to trust that prehistoric knowing. You need to listen to your absolute gut knowing. You need to recognize where that sits in you, and you need to follow that, rather than the rational side of your being, which we're so used to following, working things out logically. So the two aren't necessarily in competition with each other, but this is just a more ancient part of your toolkit, your vehicle. So to follow that when making decisions, and to know that we live in a constantly evolving the creator, the creatress are constantly creating, and so therefore we aren't meant to be stuck and static in our comfortable little familiar world. We are meant to change and grow, and when these two planets come along, their job is to bust everything open, to shake everything up, and to make us change and grow. And so maybe that explains a little bit about what's been going on in your life. And anyway, that's it for this segment of 2013. Listen to your rising sign or your moon sign if you know them. That can add, subtract from or add to what I've said here. And I hope you have a juicy 2013 and a cracking year. And I'll see you the next time.